Welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Hawk. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. Today is actually day 8 of our 9-day challenge. Technically 10 days because last day was a welcome day. But yeah, guys, we're almost done. So thank you all for hanging out there. But don't worry, we'll have another set of challenges next week with Howard. So welcome everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are all staying safe. We've got Akin, Juan, Ayush, Alberto, Rosie, Felipa. Welcome everyone, and thanks for hanging out with us. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on over to our homepage, behance.net/challenge/XD. And of course, this is your homepage where you can check out every day. I'll be giving you guys a new prompt for something to design along with me. So yeah, tomorrow is the last day, so sad. But we'll have another set of challenges. So of course, if you're not already signed up, go ahead and sign up with this big blue button right here. Join our community chat over on Discord. I'll pull that up right here. So this is the link if you want to join our Discord chat. So if you want to submit any of your work that you're doing during this creative challenge, or your portfolio to be reviewed, I will be doing a live stream for like office hours sort of over there, reviewing your work after this at 3 p.m. Central Time. So head on over there after this. Yeah, be sure to share your work over there. And of course, we're live every day at 11:30 Pacific Time. So stay tuned with us. So let's go ahead and scroll on down and see what our challenge is for today. All right, we're gonna be working on the Share tab. So I want you guys to create an experience for a video sharing app. And when you're finished, use the Share tab to distribute your designs for feedback. If you'd like to, you can click that Get Started button. This will bring you to Dropbox. Just hit that download, direct download right there, and you will get a starter file that looks a little something like this. I'll hop into that in just a second, but first, of course, if you want to rewatch any of these, you can just hit that watch video to replay any of these videos, and you can join us down here. This is Discord. If you're new, we've got all of our channels over here that you can browse through. Check out the read-only channels up here where we post announcements. And then feedback, we've got the current challenge channel right here where you guys have been posting all your work. So thank you so much for that. I've already got a few links of your work from the last few days pulled up, so we're going to review those after we're done with this challenge today. Yeah, so go ahead and explore around Discord. I will be live in this mentor feedback channel later today, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Okay, let's hop into our starter file. So this is what you get when you download it from Dropbox. You won't have any of the colors and stuff because you guys will create that, but this is what you'll have. So like I mentioned, we're going to be focusing on the Share tab up here, and we're going to review all of this sort of new. It was like released in November, but if you've never explored around in the Share tab, we've got lots of awesome stuff in there. So very useful for testing your work if you're doing A/B testing with users. And here's some inspiration for you guys. So this one, you can do something like this if you want to share more like what people are sharing in like an Explore tab. You can show your notifications, or if you want to do more like the back end of like editing a video, uploading, or live video, something like that, you're welcome to do that as well. We've got the resource booklet, of course. You can hop through any of these components to see some of my favorite resources and links to icons and stuff. And of course, be sure to share your work on Behance and Discord. So Behance, share with that keyword XD Daily Challenge. Yeah, and I've just got some tips for myself down here about sharing. So if you want to, after you're done designing this, you can try validating your design by sharing 2 different versions of the same design with 2 different people. So I'm gonna make like 2 slightly different versions just by like changing the colors and fonts and stuff. And you can see which one made it easier for the user to accomplish the same task. So that's called A/B testing. So we do that a lot as product designers, just testing out different versions of things. So let's go ahead and scroll on up. So I already have a few artboards pulled up here. I want to really only do 2 different screens of this video sharing app. So I've got version A up here, and then this will be version B already laid out. And then I've got some assets pulled up over here, some images from Adobe stock and stuff. So let's hop into this artboard with all of our little components. So I did grab this photo. Obviously we want it to be a video, but a little hard to put that in while we're designing. So let's just add our photo for now. And since this is the thing we really want to focus on the most while we are getting ready to share our video, we want this to be pretty big. So I'm just going to mask this with a rectangle. And I actually don't need it to be like go all the way down, because what I want to do is I'm going to make a little sort of like a swipe up, a little bar that we can swipe up and down to be able to edit, maybe with like filters and music and stuff. So I'm going to add that. And I want this to be kind of curved. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make a huge circle like that. And make sure it's not in any of these other artboards. I need to get these out of the way. Let's move these down here for now. And this one over here for now. Okay. So I'll put this like right here. And all I need to do, so I really just want to keep this area right here. So I'm going to go over here in the Pathfinder tool and do intersect. So I don't want this to have a border. And the cool thing about the Pathfinder tool in XD is that we can actually go back and edit it. So like in Illustrator, you can't really do that. Once you do the Pathfinder tool, like that's the shape. But here we can go into our intersection and you can see ellipse and rectangle. So we can still like move this down a little bit if we want. So let's move this down just a bit, maybe like that. Okay, so we've got our little swipe up. Let's go ahead and just add a few items on this page, maybe a little indicator to show that we can swipe up and down. Maybe we want our play button, of course, that's a pretty vital feature for a video app. So we'll put that right there. And since I want to be able to show a few different steps, maybe the different steps would be like previewing our video and then editing it and then getting it ready to share, so like adding hashtags and stuff. So let's add a little bit of pagination down here, just like we did the other day. We did some pagination already. I think that was Wednesday's challenge. So if you want to review that, you can go back and rewatch that video. Yeah, and I want to keep this pretty minimal. So the only other thing I really want to add here is maybe like going back 10 seconds and going forward 10 seconds while I'm watching it. So let's add this icon right here. Just kind of line it up there, make another one, and I'll use the flip tool to just flip that icon. Maybe you can move these down a bit because I don't need that much space. And I'll move this down. Okay. Make sure this is centered. So that looks good. I'm going to group all of these. Group, 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 group. Okay, Command G to group. Now let's bring in our other artboard. So we're still in version A here, just the second page. So what I'm gonna do is just copy all of this. So Command C, and then paste it in the next artboard. And I want to show like maybe there's some swiped up more elements, just kind of like this, but we have more features on this page. So on this page, I'm gonna delete these. Maybe we're on the second page. So I'll change this little pagination down here, bring this to the center. And what else? We want, okay, so on this page, I'll add like music and stuff like that. So maybe we'll add some text. Let me go back to all my assets. I'll add some text. I'll say like adding music. And what else? Crop. Just some different options for being able to edit this. Maybe filters. And like clipping it up. How long it's gonna be, and maybe some stickers, something like that. And I think it'd actually be cool to have these words kind of along this curved shape. And unfortunately, there's not yet a way to do that in XD like there is in Illustrator if you just do like text along a path. But that's okay, we can kind of cheat it a little bit just by using this rotate tool over here. And I'm gonna have music and clip selected. So let's just add like a rectangle behind those so it looks like it's selected. Let's make this blue. And bring down the opacity just a tad bit. Okay. Group this. And then I'll do another one for clip. Okay. Group those together. And then I'll just do the same thing, just kind of rotating all of these so it looks like it's kind of along that line there. Nice little, just like curve there. All right, let's use this rotate as well. So we've got filters and clip. All right, so that is good enough. Maybe not super precise, but you get the idea. Okay, so maybe this is like, oh, we can also scroll through the rest of these. It's like a circle. So that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and group all of this part together. So Command G to group. And then I'll add another swipe up since we have music and clip selected. So let's go ahead and copy this background and then bring it up a tad. And then we'll just put this behind that previous one. And I want to make this blue. Needs to be a little bit higher, maybe like that. And then I've got these awesome record images. Got these all from Adobe stock. So I want to copy these. So this will be for the music little tab here that we're swiping up. So again, I'm trying to keep it in that curved sort of look. Just something different, you know. I feel like I always just do rectangles, so I needed to do some curves today. Okay, so let's add a little music indicator. Maybe we have a close button right here in case people don't know how to swipe down. And again, let's group all those. Maybe bring it down a tad bit. And oh, these were not all grouped together. So let's group these. Okay. And again, just going to group or copy that same background. I'll make this one a little darker. So it's kind of like a gradient sort of going up. So let's bring this up a bit. I'll copy that close button just so it looks pretty consistent. Put it on the same panel there, or the same grid there. So this will be for editing. So I'll put the edit icon just in the center. Like that. Is that even? It looks like it's not. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, that's better. And the other thing is our little sort of trimming. So we need to see where we're gonna trim or clip up our video. So let's put this here. And again, this part I had to make in Illustrator because although you can do dashes in XD, you can't necessarily put it on a path. So I wanted to make sure that was on a path. So let's bring this back. All right. And then this is the part we're gonna clip up right here. So let's add a little indicator, kind of like in Premiere. I think Premiere has this same sort of look with like a little bar here. We'll make this the same yellow. Bring this up a bit. And we'll just add a little circle at the top, little knob to kind of move this around. And then group these, group that, just a bunch of grouping. and then group this whole black section and group, Command G to group, and send it back. Although this again looks a little tall. Let's move this down a bit. Okay. That looks much better. All right, so we've got our main kind of just preview page. We've got our editing page where we can sort of swipe through all of the editing functions. It will pull them up. So maybe we chose music and editing. So that looks pretty good. Let's say our manager comes in and he's like, oh, we totally need to change these fonts and these colors. So you still want to be able to test this version though. So what we can do is we can make a totally different version. So I'm just going to actually copy these and paste those artboards since we don't want to change too much. And then in here, so what I would normally do is go in and like edit the blue up here in our assets panel. But if I do that, it would also change these. So I don't want to do that in this case. So I will just double click in and just kind of manually change the color here. So let's do like a lime green instead of that blue. And let's change the font maybe. So this, like just something super different. So we're on Avenir right now. So let's do like, what else? I want something that's like super different. That one's too similar. Okay, that one's fine. Whatever. You get the idea. It's still pretty similar. Balboa. Okay, that one's very different. Dissimilar. Oh god, I'm losing it. Okay, so let's save that. We'll change the other fonts as well. Crop filters. So this is Balboa, a little bit different here. And these I can change back to that gray color. Okay, so now we're looking pretty different. Let's say the manager likes this one and we're still liking this one, but we can't just go off of whatever we want, so we need to test this with the users. So what we would do in this case is we want to be able to share this, but separately with the users. So what we can do, well, first we do need to go over into the prototype tab and just make sure we have some way to get from each artboard. So let's say this pagination, we click on that and it will go to the next screen. And on this screen, when we click the pagination, it will go to that next screen. Okay, so when we go into our share tab, you'll see right now, we have these two are selected with this blue border. So that means that when we share over here, the user or whoever we share this prototype with can only see these two artboards. So that's good in the instance of we only want them to see version A. So maybe we're only sharing this with one particular user. So what you would do, so I've already created a link. If you want to create a new link, it would ask you right here if you don't even have anything. So this is what you would share with, you know, your project members or the users. So you can actually just click that and it will bring you to this page and the user can click around. So they can't like go and edit everything, which is great, but they can click around. And what I have over here is I do have comments enabled. So if this is shared with like other team members, they could come in and say like, I hate this blue. Hopefully they'd give something a little bit more not so nice or not so terrible. And we can also place a pin somewhere on here. So let's say we place it right here so they know where the comment is associated with. And then when you hover over that, you can see which comment that's associated with. So really all they can do is make a comment and click around, which is honestly exactly what we want them to be able to do. But if you want to change that, so you can change the title, but you can also change, so let's say it's a design review, so that means they can comment, development, they can actually see, let's update it. they can see like the hex codes and stuff for colors. So maybe they're actually building this out. So when it saves, we will be able to update. All right, so let's hop on over here and we can refresh this. And now when we click on this button right here, we can see whenever we hover over any of these parts, we can see, oh, this is associated with this blue. So they've got the hex codes, they've got the assets they can download. So it's a little bit more developer friendly. Also, we've got just presentation mode if you don't want anyone to see like the comments or the hex codes and stuff. User testing, that's just very basic, just being able to click around. And custom, then you can just change allowing comments, open in full screen, show the hotspot hints, so it'll show you where to click, and show navigation control. So you can change all of that. And then you can share who you want to invite it with, so you can add their email there, and then update that link. So play around with the share links. Another thing to note is that whenever we go into the prototype tab, if I would choose now, okay, I only want to share this lime green version with this other user who we're testing it on, we need to click this blue home icon. Now when we go over into the share tab, we don't see that these are shareable, it's only these. So that is a way that you can choose which artboards you want to share. So you have to select with the little home icon here so you can see the blue outlines, and it has to be linked. So for instance, this artboard is shareable because it's linked back to this one. So make sure everything's linked if you want to be able to share it. So yeah, that is a bit about the share tab. So play around in there. It's a really good thing to know, especially if you're, freelance and you want to share your work with all of your clients, maybe specific versions and stuff. So let's go ahead and Command S to save. And if you want to, of course, you can preview and then just hit this record button and it'll start recording, and then you can save as an MP4. Or of course, you can select your artboards, go up here to File, Export, and Selected to select as PNG or something. What else? Oh, make sure in Behance when you're sharing, of course, let's open up our project that we've already started. Go over to that Settings tab and make sure you go to the Discoverability tab and have the keyword XD Daily Challenge. Otherwise, I won't be able to find your work and share it. So you can add a little description and such. So that's how I've been sharing my work. Now I'm going to look at some of you guys' work. So I'm just searching XD Daily Challenge. That's our keyword for Behance. And then I usually sort by most recent. So I already have some pulled up. Wanted to see if there's any new ones. All right, so the first one I have pulled up is by Juan. He's been doing it every day. Good job, Juan. I see all your work. All right, so this one was the one from yesterday, and we were working on anchor links. So let's go back to the beginning. All right, so we can scroll down. Also, I got a lot of great ideas from you guys of things to do during the quarantine. So cooking pasta, for instance, that's one thing I can do. Ooh, nice little animation there. I think I missed the anchor links part. All right, so we're scrolling down. We've got 5 different steps. Nice. Go up to 3, 4, 2. Your anchor links are working great. Looks awesome. Let's see another one. This one's by Olya. Origami. That's another great thing to do during the quarantine. All right, cool. Oh wow, you've got a lot of anchor links. Amazing. This looks so good. This looks really professional. And did you make all of those illustrations? Like, that is amazing. Seriously, it looks so good. Wow, I love that one. Great job on the anchor links. Maybe just one more. This one's by Stella. Let's see what we got. Taste of Home. Another cooking one. I feel like people have been doing a lot of cooking. I have personally during the quarantine. Nice job. Yeah, you guys have got the hang of this. Looks great. That soup looks good too. Well done. Thank you guys for sharing. All right, so I will be on Discord, so don't forget at 3 p.m. doing office hours, so I'll be reviewing your portfolios and your daily creative challenges. So be sure to stay tuned for that. That'll be in Discord in the Mentor Feedback channel at 3 p.m. Central Time. And don't go anywhere, because in about 5 minutes we've got Paul Tranny, and he'll be here for our 2-hour Illustrator live stream, and he'll be designing brand identities. And I'll be back again tomorrow for our very last daily creative challenge, until next week when you have a new host, of course. All right, guys, take care and have a good one. Bye.